Like a Ferengi.
You didn't even do your hair.
I have my hair.
Why are you sitting back so far? Get closer.
I'm not sitting back far. What are you talking about?
I don't know. You need to get closer.
No, because it's the chairs. I had to take the arm off the chair.
All right, enough of that. Okay, let's do it. Good morning
Shenanigans.
or afternoon, humanity.
Shenanigans.
Because we do recognize that it is afternoon for a lot of you.
And oh my goodness.
I promise you, we were supposed to be on time today, and we actually could have been on time starting, but,
Shenanigans. There's always shenanigans.
Kevin,
And there's only shenanigans because how's my hair anyway?
I don't know.
Like
It could be better.
there's always shenanigans because we don't have a permanent setup. So everything's getting moved around all the time and that
All
sort
the
of stuff.
time.
All the time. All the
I
time.
want to turn this. If any of you are, any of you who have motorhomes or RVs or anything, you understand this. You always have this seating area, right, in the kitchen,
the
dining room, which is two
bench seats
bench
and a
seats
table.
and a table in between, which is where we're set up right
And
now.
the table folds down.
Yeah,
Or
it
it drops
becomes a
down and
bed.
becomes a bed, right?
That's what we have. But the thing is that it's kind of, I mean, it's good to have it. I love that we have all that storage under the bench seats. Oh my God, is it ever cool? But at the same time, I kind of think, oh, it'd be so fun to just rip this whole part out and just make it my workspace and my studio. My studio. Notice I said that?
I did.
Our studio. That's what
I
I
did.
should have said. But yeah, but that hasn't happened yet. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Marianne. Of course they're the first here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our loyal
Yep.
watchers.
The watchers. Yeah.
Part of our coffee time family.
That's right.
Good afternoon for one of you. I know that. Um, yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I'm thinking that it would be really cool if we could rip out these bench seats and this table and make it my workspace. What do you think?
Don't you like the terminology rip out?
Yeah.
Rip it out.
Rip it out, baby. You could do it. You know that. You have the capabilities to design me something different here and, make it work. Yeah. It's just not a priority. Well, it kind of is, but we're just making do basically with what we got.
Well, the other option.
It's delayed. I don't like that. I don't like when the camera's delayed like that.
Well, the other option for us is to set up the driving and passenger area of the RV, right, and have coffee time from the captain's chairs.
What? Oh my goodness. Okay, Marianne's starting the whole
Starting the ball, kicking the
the
ball
political
over.
conversation this morning.
I think it's interesting to note that the whole concept of what's an emergency,
Yeah,
right, is now being played.
yeah. Everything's a freaking emergency.
Right?
Yeah.
I stubbed my big toe on my right foot. It's a state of emergency.
Good morning, Sabra.
Like and the thing is that they're using this concept of a state of emergency, right, to cover up the fact that they, right, not only is it part of the plan, right, but
Da, da, da.
dun, 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 but they, right, have been created the fucking mess in the first place, right? So it's not our state of emergency. It's the fact that it's their state of emergency because they're such fucktards.
Okay, so explain this to me, Kevin. Explain this to all of us listening here right now. How did they create the state of emergency that she's referring to in Barrie with the homeless?
Well, everybody knows that in the last 5 years, in particular, the shenanigans that have gone on have created a scenario within this country where actual affordable housing is out of reach for a great many people.
Yes, it is.
Right? When you go from a mortgage costing $2,500 a month to a friggin' rent costing $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
Right? There's no like, hey, think about the math here, people. Just
No, it's a math lesson. I have to close
but
my ears.
think about the math, right? I mean, we you have to draw the math comparisons because if you make 100 grand a year, right? Let's do the math here. If you make $100,000 at a job in a year, how much do they take off the fucking top?
How much is it nowadays anyway?
It's 40+%.
No. Is income tax 40%?
At 100 grand, it is.
Oh my god.
You're in that tax bracket. So think about this.
That's terrible.
So just do the math for the year, right? Take 100 grand, take 40K off of that.
Jeebers.
All right? So 40 grand, gone. So now you're down to 60. Now, if your mortgage is, say, $3,000 a month, do the math on that for a year. That's $36,000 a year just to be able to sleep. Okay, and have something that you call your home and have an address. Okay, so let's do 36,000. 60 minus 36,000 is 24,000 left. Okay, 24K divided by 12, that's $2,000
a month.
A month left
To buy your food, pay your
food, power, all your utilities, right? Your
cell
phones, your entertainment, and all of that stuff.
Oh my god.
Just do the math.
See, I've been out of the loop with being employed for so long that I've forgotten how terrible it is, actually.
Just do the math. And everybody's,
taxes.
all these baby boomers, right? They're out there saying, what, just get a job. Okay, so let's think about this logically here. Right? I would rather try and create our own stuff, right? And market our own selves because we know we have value to offer people.
Yeah. And be in charge of
right? Then
that.
Go to a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4 or an 8 to 8.
7 to 4.
Right? Or whatever the time for money scenario is. Okay?
Yeah. It's true.
And have to put every single dime into the existence factor.
Yeah.
Right? So we have to do the math. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So the government has created a scenario, and that's what liberals do, is they just throw money at shit, like they are doing now with the East Coast. Oh, we just gave them $80 million.
Aren't we so good? Pat
we
on
so
the back,
good?
pat on the back, pat on the back.
Where's the money coming from? Because you know it's coming from debt, right? Which is now cranking up. Like the amount of debt that has gone up in this country in the last 10 years is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
But again, you have to ask yourself the question, who does that money get owed to?
And then
owed to whom?
And then what's really sad on top of that is not only are they taking this huge percentage of people's income, claiming it back as their own, as an income tax, but they're cutting the costs and cutting the health care benefits and cutting, any kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're any kind of assistance. Like they've cut back on so much of this stuff, and and healthcare is crap right now. Like, sorry for those who work in healthcare. It's really not a. It's not about you. It's about how the system is so broken.
It's the
right?
sickness industry.
Yeah, the system is really broken.
Should be Sickness Canada, not Health Canada.
Yeah, that's right, because it's not about health. But anyway, they take all this money away anyway, and then they reduce any kind of benefits. And then even when people do try to get ahead, doing things like selling online or starting a little side gig, for things they can do like in digital marketing or anything like that, they're trying to grab a hold of all that now too. Like even if a person sells something on
online sales,
like on Marketplace or things like that, I know the intention is to get in there and find out what you've sold, and then we're gonna tax it. And it's just like, oh my god, like
so
seriously.
we saw a post on one of our
break.
streams of a family that had saved in an RSP $750,000.
Yeah.
And by the time the government got its fucking dirty, slimy mitts on it, it was down to like a couple hundred at the end for family. They took like 3/4 of it in tax and whatever. And this is the bullshit that these people do. So I
Who
want to.
did? Sorry, I missed that first part that you said. They took that from you?
No,
Oh.
we saw a post and
Oh,
we actually
sorry.
put it up and I shared it.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Right? Where
right.
a family had saved
Yes.
$750,000 in an
Yes.
RRSP.
Yes.
And when it came time for that to be taken out, etc.,
Yes. The family got
right,
boned.
the family got ripped off.
Totally ripped off.
Right? So I want to know,
Yeah.
right, in piggybacking on the idea of minimum wage for all politicians,
Yeah.
hashtag,
Yeah.
right, is this idea of when are we going to stop funding these bastards? We need to say we're not funding you retards, incompetent bastards anymore. Sorry, I don't have any love of politicians, if you can tell.
I hadn't noticed actually.
No, but I mean, just the level of corruption, right? The level of everything being co-opted by unelected agencies from other parts of the planet is disgusting.
Yeah.
Right? Is absolutely disgusting.
But there are parts of the world that seem to, at least on the surface anyway, seem to be taking back their power a little bit, right? Like we just heard that France voted out their prime minister because of non-confidence. So he got a non-confidence vote a couple days ago, and the Japanese prime minister, he resigned on Sunday after only a year. So I mean,
so here's an interesting little fact that I learned.
They're getting the point, I guess.
A while ago, everybody knows probably about the story of Robert the Bruce, right? Who was, you know, in addition to several other people, instrumental in Scottish freedom.
Yeah.
Right? But he never had a castle. He never had a castle to say this is the royal castle or whatever. He lived with the people.
Yeah.
Right? He lived with the people. Now think about that.
For what purpose would somebody choose to do that? Who is of royal nature, who, you know, has all of the entitlements that he could have.
To be a leader does not mean you place yourself above people. Right? You place yourself with people.
Yeah.
Right? It's very simple.
That's true leadership.
That's true leadership.
Yeah. It's people shouldn't be looking up to leaders. They should be looking over to the leaders. Right? Same level. Right? But the problem is we're still operating in this antiquated caste system.
We're operating still in the take me to your leader scenario.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I've said before on Coffee Times.
Multiple times.
Right? Alien shows up in front of you and says, take me to your leader.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Are you gonna instantly drive him to Ottawa and show him that fuck Carnage Carney? Are you going to do that?
No.
I friggin' hope not.
No.
Right? I hope you would extend your hand and say, nice to meet you. How can I help you?
Yep.
Right? So...
We should shut OBS off. That's probably taking a lot of
OBS
energy.
doesn't do anything.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh.
Just sits there.
Okay.
So anyway.
Sorry.
So, I don't know. I think they don't deserve to be funded anymore because they've clearly mismanaged everything.
So what? Okay. Let's do a hypothetical here.
Hypothetical.
Right? Hypothetical question. Because I really don't know the answer, okay? Kevin will have an opinion, I'm sure. Maybe one of you have the answer, I don't know. But
I don't have any opinion.
My hypothetical question is, number one, why do businesses have to take people's income tax out? That's one. And two, what would happen if they just stopped? Like, what if they just stopped taking people's income tax out when they give people their paychecks?
Well, see, here's what we're doing is we're talking now seriously about shift of the tide. right? Because if if a business, see, and here's the way this has worked in the end, and this is the way it works now, is everybody believes that that's just what you have to do. But incidentally enough, there is actually case law in Canada from the mid 2000s that states, from the Supreme Court opinion, very clearly that statutes and statute law, which is everything that's out there right now, only pertains and is needed to be followed if you are a government agent or employee. Think about this for a second.
So they're the ones that are supposed to be following those statutes, not just the average Joe.
No, 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 no.
Oh.
It's not the average Joe. It doesn't apply to the average Joe. This is
Right.
the problem.
It doesn't apply to the public.
Right?
It applies to government officials and government.
They have to prove
Interesting.
that you, the living man and woman, are in fact an employee or agent of the government.
Right.
Okay? Think about this logically. Okay? Think about this logically. So, have you ever signed an employment contract with the government? Do they pay you a wage to be a government employee or agent? If the answer is no, then any statute law does not pertain to you. Equaling, there's no tax. Tax only pertains if you're a government employee or agent.
Well, Marianne's making good points. The tax was brought in during World War II.
It was brought in World War One.
To help
right?
Pay for something.
To pay for the war.
Pay for the war.
And everybody in politics looked at this as one big cash cow.
Oh yeah. But it was proposed to the public as it was temporary.
A temporary measure. So
yeah.
a lot of people can get, and this is how it's framed, right? People
yeah.
can get behind, you know what, if it's just for now,
yeah,
right, that's fine.
Yeah. But then it just keeps
just
going.
kept going.
Never goes away.
Right? So people are misled to believe that they actually need to, right? And the government uses force, and it uses the legal system, which is an arm, it's a bill collection system is what it is, right? Is that people have been programmed to think that that is the way it is. There isn't one place, and here's just in the U.S. example, there isn't one place in the U.S., the IRS, the IRS is a separate private corporation to start with.
Yeah, everybody thinks it's a government entity, but it's not.
It's not, but they're just the bill collector.
The CPP in Canada isn't either.
The CRA?
CRA, I mean, sorry.
Right, just because it says Canada Revenue Agency, it's a separate private corporation, I'm sure of it.
They're the enforcers.
But within the IRS tax code, 5,000 pages standing on a desk. You ask any agent there to show you exactly the chapter and verse within that code where it says that a U.S. citizen has to pay tax, and they can't do it. They can't do it. Right? So the point is, this system has been set up to feed money, right? And it is essentially criminal. Yeah. Right? Because this is the greatest conspiracy on planet Earth right now. Right? Is this entire framework is one big conspiracy against the people.
Yeah. It's not new, though.
So when it changes is when the people say it changes.
Yeah.
Right?
We need a lot of people that aren't fearful to stand in their power.
Yeah.
And decide not to allow these things to continue. Yeah.
Hashtag minimum wage for politicians.
Yep.
Hashtag we're not funding this idiocy anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, Marianne. That's the thing. These are the hidden sort of terms and conditions that people aren't aware of and nobody reads. Mm-hmm. They get, just sneaked in there, right? In small, fine print. that nobody looks at, that we are actually complying by doing such things like filing our taxes and stuff like that. I mean, this is a big conversation, there's no question. I mean, and we're just trying to drop little seeds here and there during these coffee times, because it is a huge conversation, but it's a necessary conversation. It is an awakening,
Well, I
isn't
mean,
it? It's a process. It is to learn all this stuff. It's a lot.
it's just about life,
It's a
right?
lot.
It's about people waking up to the idea that, we've been
Yeah.
scammed.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
been scammed.
Yeah. Duped.
Well, the thing I find very interesting, and this is kind of what I was wanting to talk about today, and that is this idea of
Oh, you
people.
did have a plan.
I
Oh.
did. I told you, right? And you just put life down, right? So that's fine. It's part of life, I guess.
It is.
But, and I really wish I could remember the name of that syndrome, right? Where people, even presented with the factual truth, they still deny that it's true, right?
Well, they've named it some kind of syndrome, but it's still just based in cognitive dissonance. Really, their brains just can't quite process the truth. Like we just
No, but
like the
that's
wiring is just not there.
That's the mental sort of state,
Yeah.
right, that someone goes into.
Yeah.
It's the psychological piece to that, right, where even if you're presented with the truth, you will deny it forever because it's just too much, right? You've decided, and here's the thing: is even stronger than the fight for survival is the fight to keep things familiar,
Yes.
right? So this is the point: is everyone's trying to maintain their familiar, even if the familiar is killing them, right, or giving them a lot of pain.
Yep.
Right, because they're familiar in their pain, and they may have coping mechanisms to deal with that pain.
See, this to me, it really does come down to this whole idea that you know it's a cycle of abuse, right? It is. It's a cycle of abuse, and no different than someone will stay in an abusive relationship, or they'll keep going back to the abusive relationship, or they'll even in this happen. I've seen it lots, by the way, in my 25 years of working with people as a therapist, not a psychotherapist. I am not a psychotherapist, just so you know, but I still say it like I was basically a therapist. But lots and lots and lots and lots of people just don't seem to realize that they are continuing and perpetuating this cycle of abuse by one, tolerating the abuse, two, not taking any steps to stop it, and even in the like it's kind of like it's I mean, it goes really deep psychologically. There's no question why these things happen. And what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that humanity is just a larger example of being in a cyclical abusive situation, just like an individual being in a relationship with one other individual that's abusive. And you just don't know. We prop these people up. I mean, there are people who prop these abusers up as being their be all end all, being their hero,
Take me to your leader.
being their but in reality, that individual, whether intentionally or not, most often intentionally, is manipulating and lying and deceiving and abusing and, causing you tremendous emotional, physical, financial havoc, right? But you just keep going back for more, right?
Because that's the familiar.
That is the familiar. It's all you know is being abused, and you don't know any different. And so even if there is something inside you that says, well, I do want different, and I want to experience something else, and I want to, I want to break free, the idea of breaking free and the reality of breaking free for most people is very scary, because if they've been experienced this abusive situation, most of their lives, because and it's not always the case, but a lot of times we learn these kinds of behaviors during childhood, and then they become these abusive relationships when we get partners and things like that. But I mean, the thing is that we are scared of the unknown, right? We're scared of the
Hmm.
uncertainty of doing something different because we just don't know what that picture looks like because all we know
Anticipation of
is
death is worse than death itself.
right. So all we know is how to be abused, right? How to be abused, how to be controlled, um, how to
But
be
this leads us.
mistreated.
But this leads us to the idea that the more work we can do on our own, right, and maybe together with a partner, in order to clear away these unconscious fears and anxieties and programs and patterns, the better we are and the clearer we are and the stronger we are to be able to see things from a different perspective and gain different resources to be able to make different decisions. Because if you don't change the course of your decision making process, you're going to end up where you're headed.
Yep,
It's that simple.
yep.
Yeah.
And the cycle will continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So I keep saying, like, it's now time for politicians, if they are going to remain relevant, is to share with us how they intend to remain relevant. Right? Because just because one person is saying some things that people like to hear, right? This is also a tactic.
well,
So this
just
has to be about character.
if you want that, go to AI.
Yeah.
Just go and type in some stuff in AI and get your AI, to get
Prop
it.
you up.
Yeah, it'll prop you up. It always agrees with you
Mm.
because the AI just learns what you are like and what you want to hear, and it starts to tell you that. So just go listen to just go do Chat GPT. It'll tell you exactly
Okay, so
what
Pauline,
you
I'm
want
going
to
to
hear.
suggest that you look into these court cases and I can find them somewhere, right? But the idea that statute law, which includes the tax law of this country, only pertains. So here's the kicker. It only pertains to government employees and agents. And guess what? The burden of proof is on the crown, right? So you have to ask the right questions and make the correct argument if you have these types of people coming after you.
Yeah, well, the problem is though, Kevin. It's like she said, the exorbitant costs of having lawyers and
No, but you just simply respond, right? And say you have to prove as the government that you have actual jurisdiction here, because that's what it comes down is a jurisdictional argument, right? And if you're a government employee or an agent, then they have jurisdiction over you. But if you are not, and the burden of proof is on the crown to prove that they have jurisdiction over you because they can produce an employment contract with which you are being paid and have agreed to. Okay, think about this. The
agree.
burden of proof is on them,
Yeah.
not you. You can say, sorry, I'm not a government employee or agent. None of that shit applies to me. Can you prove that I have an employment contract and am an agent of the government? Can you prove that?
Yeah, and the thing is too is like that gets into the legal system and everything and how it's been designed to just freaking confuse people. I'm sorry,
Mm.
but all that legalese, who the hell? That's a whole different language.
There was an
And it's
individual
meant to
and a business
confuse.
that challenged this effectively, and that was the ruling.
Yeah. And if has been set, people just need to quote that new precedent, that act, that new statute or
But
whatever the hell it's called,
20
right?
years ago, folks.
Yeah. But most people don't know about that shit. And it certainly doesn't get put into mainstream
Oh,
news.
because it's not going to get put in
And the
mainstream.
people that are following us, that are watching us, they're not watching mainstream news anyway, right? So let's
Mm-hmm.
face it. But yeah, people need to remember the bills they pass is to protect them, not us. That's right. That's it's
See, but here's the
true.
thing: the government passes unconstitutional shit all the time, and this is where the illusion of it having power over us is our downfall.
And they don't expect people to challenge them.
No, they don't.
They don't expect to be challenged. I mean, this is where again, this is where the abuser or the bully, right, continues its behavior.
Business as usual,
Yeah,
folks.
it's just business as usual, and they'll keep doing it until the individual stands up to the bully. And more often than not, standing up to the bully means the bully backs down, right? The
Yeah.
what is it? What is I? We love Barbara Colarosa's book she wrote years ago called "The Bully, the Bullied, and the
Bystander.
Bystander." Right? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. But anyway, that this is like been proven, right? That most often, more often than not, when an individual or a group of individuals stand up to their bully,
That's when it's the most powerful. When
yeah,
people come together
that's
and say,
right.
you know what, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
guys have had your 100-year run,
Multi
right?
thousands year run.
Plus, and you're like millennia, whatever centuries, you guys have had your run, and
Yeah,
you've proven your incompetence. So you know what?
yeah,
We're not playing anymore.
that's right.
We're just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I really do. It is my greatest wish, honestly. It really is my greatest wish to be able to witness the rise of the people. It would be
Oh,
wonderful.
we're on the edge.
I mean, yes, people
Yeah,
are
we're on the
awakening. There's
edge.
no question. Absolutely.
But what I would
En
like is
masse.
to
But,
not have to talk about this bullshit.
well, yeah, we just wish it wasn't
It
something we
just
needed to
wasn't something that was in front of us,
yeah, like it didn't have to be a primary subject.
So back to doing your own work, right? So it's important that
Yeah.
when you are in a space of transformation and you create an open mindset in order to be able to truly investigate your results, what you're getting, what you're not getting,
To look very
very closely
honestly
at
at
yourself.
yourself and your situation, right? Which means taking radical responsibility. I mean, really, this is what all of this comes down to, though, Kev.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to each individual taking radical responsibility for
Selves.
themselves, right? And in order to do that, that means we have to stop blaming other people, even other entities, for why things are the way they are in our lives. Because ultimately, we have to reclaim that power and just say, okay, yeah, we got a lot of shit against us. There's no question, right? Like
We have had a lot of shit
we
against,
have
but
had a lot of shit against us. We've been part of this great poisoning of humanity.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely, that is an issue. Government has had far too much
That's poisoning
powers.
too.
That is a form of poison. It absolutely is because it's abusive. It is. It's abusive. It's authoritarian. It's become very tyrannical. And I mean, let's just call it what it is. It's another form of poison. This is another. What do you call that? What do I want to say there? Another.
Stab.
It's I want to say stab, right? It's another poke, right? It's just like, okay, we're gonna jab you with that, and we're gonna jab you with that poison, and we're gonna put poison in your
So
air, and we're gonna.
please, I like Marianne. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't begrudge where we're at right now because it's actually a very interesting
Oh yeah.
space to be in.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's and the good thing I guess in the end is there's so many people talking about this.
Yeah. The exposure
The
is
exposure,
definitely
right?
happening.
So
No
when you
question.
shine light in
Yeah.
dark places,
That's right.
there's no darkness anymore.
See, this is where, Marianne, this is what we call getting really chunk up. Like in the work that we do, this is how we teach is that when you get up high enough, then you get a much broader perspective of everything that's going on. That's why a lot of people, like I said before, will rant and rave about the government, politicians, all the things
We're not the only
that are
ones, so
wrong, right? Of
yeah.
course, we'll do that. We're human, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
experiencing this too. However, like you said, Marianne, is that everything is happening. Basically, what you're saying is everything's happening for a reason now,
Exactly the way it needs
right?
to, yeah.
And the timing is right for all these things to come to light. And people are
Astrologically.
awakening. People are awakening more.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get really chunk up and look at this bigger perspective and go, damn, what a great time to be alive. You know? Like, how amazing is this that we are choosing to be here at this time when these things are finally
Mm-hmm.
being exposed, when the truth is finally coming to the surface and it's now like it's really not something that is going to be able to get put back in the box at this point.
Okay,
Like
so I want to correct
the
some
giant
language.
has awakened.
I want to correct some language here. Okay, so Marianne said the elites are in panic mode. We need to correct this language, and this is part of this process, because if we keep calling them the elites,
Yeah, let's not call them that anymore.
okay, the better term for me is the obsoletes.
That's what Kevin's called them for
Okay,
years.
they are the obsoletes.
The obsoletes.
Okay,
Yeah, the irrelevance.
right. So the thing is that if we keep saying this kind of language to ourselves,
Hmm. Or we could
right,
say
it's a belief though, right? Because that's
yeah.
that's yeah,
Parasites.
parasites for sure, but they're obsolete. Guess
Yeah.
what? They are literally obsolete.
They're no longer relevant to
Yeah,
this world as the world is becoming.
yeah,
They really aren't.
yeah. They're not.
They're part of the old world. You
Mm-mm.
know, the old world. It's done. Like I really do. We see that happening. I know we see that happening. The deletes.
Mm-hmm.
That's good too. That's good too, Marianne.
Yeah.
The thing is that, like I said, we'll sit here and rant and rave about what these fools are doing and stuff like, and we'll do it with the best of them. The thing is, here's the difference: is that we don't stay stuck in our we don't stay stuck in a bitterness towards them or an anger state.
This is just a blip, a
Yeah,
moment in
it's
time.
just a moment in time, and like when the podcast is over, we'll just carry on with our lives doing the good stuff that we feel we're doing. So I mean, we just don't let it bring us down. Like I know far too many people that are still in that state after these last years. Like they really are. They're stuck in this
Mm-hmm.
screw the government.
Anger and fight and fight and
And
fight.
I gotta build a bunker to protect myself and my family from what's coming. But and I mean, it's okay to be cautious and to be strategic and to be thinking ahead and all these things. No question. It's just that yeah, we are coming out of the criminal agenda, Marianne. That's a good point. And I mean,
The conspiracy agenda.
yeah, the
That's the
conspiracy.
fucking conspiracy.
Totally, totally. So I mean, you know, can we necessarily, I don't know. Can we necessarily stop all the stuff from happening that they have planned and that they're working on and that is, unfolding before our eyes, like the digital money system that is, and all this other robots taking over all the, you know, policing
Robot
and
friggin' dogs with
I don't
machine
know.
guns on them,
I don't
really?
know. Like, are we going to be able to stop all of that? I honestly do not know. I do not know.
So the
But
one thing that gives me solace is there's 8 billion of us, right? And in terms of percentage,
compared to them, whoo, you
watch
you,
watch Bugs Life, people.
you might say that like maybe they're screwed.
Watch Bugs Life. Did people watch that last time I mentioned it?
Yeah, there's that great quote in Bug's Life that YouTube, by the way, took down because you weren't allowed to use that making your video that you made years ago. Um, but yeah, it's that little clip in Bug's Life where the grasshopper,
Yeah, Hopper,
yeah,
played
Hopper.
by Kevin Spacey, no doubt.
What did he say again? He was preaching to his other grasshoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did he say?
Why go back to Ant Island at all? It was just one little ant, right? One little ant. Yeah? Did that hurt? He threw the little piece of grain, and then he dumped the whole bunch of grain. Right? If you let one ant stand up to you, they all will. They outnumber us 100 to 1, and if they find out, right, there goes our way of life.
I would say that we outnumber them probably 100 million to 1,
But here's the
yeah.
point. The point is that we now have a ton of ants,
Yes, we do.
right, on our side.
It's true. It only takes one ant.
Uh,
Yep. It only takes
you
one
know, in
ant.
the message too, like even in The Hobbit, it said like even the smallest of the persons can affect the course of the world,
That's right.
right? Or the Lord of the Rings.
There's
whatever
so
it
many
is.
great quotes in that trilogy. Honest to God, there is. And who
But if
was
you,
it?
but I think we need to sort of just get back to this idea of doing the work,
Yeah.
right? Because if you continue to run patterns and continue to run unconscious programs and beliefs that prop up your existence
Yeah.
without any sort of way to resolve them or to shift them, then maybe again that may be your familiar, and you might just want to keep doing that.
But I would ask you, how's that working for you?
So, as an example, like we this past week,
Can I have
right?
a little bit more coffee?
I guess so.
I'm actually feeling cold. I might have to like put this wool blanket over my shoulders because I thought touching you would warm me up, but it just doesn't seem to be. I don't know. I am chilly. It's quite
So
chilly
this
here this
past week,
morning.
we discovered some deeply unconscious programs. That's gonna look like that's awesome here. That's right.
There. For those of you just listening, I'm sorry you're missing it. I'm cold. I can't help it. I don't know this blanket. Is the blanket like?
No, it's
Am I
fucking
sitting on it?
folded. That's why. Like it's literally folded.
Okay, this is now. Now I feel warmer. This blanket's heavy. Ow! It's actually heavy on my neck. What the heck? All right, Kevin, don't make fun of me. I'm cold.
I'm not making fun of you. You're making fun of yourself.
Your wife is cold. You should be like putting your arm around me and like warming me up somehow. Anyway, all right. Sorry about that little interlude. Well, at least we can still laugh about things, honestly. We gotta laugh more, you guys.
So anyway, just so people know, right?
Kevin
We
takes
we
the
have a
moment.
multitude of tools that allow and help us not only help ourselves but help other people. Right? Clear away some deep unconscious bullshit.
So that you can laugh again.
Right?
Because I see far too many people that are depressed and feeling overwhelmed and just holding on to stuff. I mean, you guys know by now that I am a medium, right? So yes, I just claimed that I am a medium, but I work with a lot of people and I see the pain that so many people carry around, and they're even carrying around pain that's associated with people that have been dead and gone for decades, you know? So, I mean, it's not only just present pain that's being caused by present circumstances, but we're carrying around the pain of decades and decades, if not lifetimes, of trauma, right? And sometimes big trauma, sometimes little trauma, but all the little traumas, they add up. That's
So
just the
like
fact.
we're of the opinion that the greatest thing that you can do for humanity
Yep.
is to free up and clear up your own energy.
Yep.
Because that's what it boils down to.
Because it's
in the
all
end.
contributing to the field, you guys.
Because our collective consciousness, the energy, collective energy
Yeah.
of humanity, is what produces the results that we experience collectively. Right? So we do have a lot of help.
Oh, yes.
Right? There's
From the other side, by the way.
astrological reasons,
Yep.
cosmological reasons, geological reasons,
If you like again,
dimensional reasons.
talking about how Marianne, we talked about getting higher up, like chunk higher up and chunk. Sorry, blah, blah, get more chunked up, so you can see a bigger perspective. It's the same idea as we have our family, like our blood family, right here on Earth, and then we have our extended family, right? Then we have our soul family, you might say, and then we have our galactic family. Now I know this is getting way out there, you guys, but I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just planting little seeds here, and for good discussion. And I trust me when I tell you, we have a galactic family. Yeah, I can just speak from my own experience and from talking with lots of other people who've had these experiences directly as well. But we do have a lot of forces out there that are on our side, so to speak, right?
So now is our time,
Yeah.
right, to step up,
Yeah.
right? Because the galactic side of things and the dimensional side of things is far more advanced and more evolved
Definitely.
than we are here.
There's even been. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish your thought.
So as we begin to clear all of those things away that would be considered or perceived as negative or of lower energy signature,
Yeah.
right? The more our energy will rise, and then that feeds the collective energy of the planet.
Yeah.
And it's happening everywhere. There's mass meditations going on
Yeah.
all the time around the planet,
Yeah.
right? But we, in the end, can meditate in a group all we want. But if we are still stuck in the patterns and paradigms that keep us down
Yeah.
and keep us less than, right? That's what's going to prevent, right? Humanity moving through this at a blistering pace. So the greatest thing we can do to show up for humanity is to actually do our own, clear our own shit away.
It's true. And the thing is too is like you said, Marianne. There's people don't realize what's happening behind the scenes. No, we don't realize, right? Some of us are a little more connected and tuned in to what's going on, but at the same time, you know, we need to remember that regardless of everything we just said, or because I'm sorry, I'm struggled with my words today,
You
but
lost a neuron, but it'll
I
come
did,
back.
I did. But anyway, I think we just need to, if we just get back to our humanity, honestly, because if we let them continue on what they're, if we embody what we're always being fed, right? In the media, by government, by all these entities that we know are nefarious or that are not working for the people, that are against us, right? If we embody those messages, if we take them in and believe them, then so many of us would just have to believe then that the world is bad, that people are bad. The world is a bad place, unsafe place. It's a scary place. Everybody's scared to walk down their streets, because they're afraid everybody's out to get them. And listen, I'm not saying that there aren't bad actors out there. Of course there are bad actors out there. And there are some people that are total psychopaths, which is what these idiots are that we're dealing with, that are running this world right now. But I
Or
mean,
think they are.
or were running this world.
Or
But
we
I
think
mean,
they are.
if we move through life with this idea, this belief that everybody's out to get us, then what do you think you're going to experience? Because you have to remember that this becomes part of the field. This is quantum entanglement. This is quantum physics, you guys. Like, this is not just Ava being all like spiritual woo woo. Like, that's not what this is about. This is like
Science
actual
has
science.
finally caught up.
This is actually science, you guys. It actually is. But what you put out, you get back. So if you're going to move through the world with this belief that everybody's out to get you and everybody's bad, right? And everyone wants to hurt me, like, I'm sorry, but you're going to attract that into your life. That's just the way it is. How do we know this? We've dealt with all this shit. We have personally done this work. Like, we don't just teach these skills in our trainings, we actually use them ourselves. So as shit comes up, we're just like, okay, like, this is something that's deep.
That
We
ain't
need to
working anymore.
That's not working anymore, so we need to deal with that now. you
See,
know
but the cool thing about the tools, and this is one of the things, is that you can do conscious work. Because then, we had a conversation with someone several weeks ago, and he said, "Yeah, I know all about that, and making new habits in 21 days, and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay,
well, that's the slow
right?
process.
That's the slow way. If
Yeah.
you want to do that, that's fine. Go for it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But when you deal with work at an unconscious level and really attack or get to the root cause
Yeah.
of a deep structure belief,
Yeah.
right? Change can literally happen in an instant.
So let's put this into a reality perspective, okay? Because we talk so much about government level stuff here, all right? Let's look at it this way. We've been telling people for years, when they like rant and rave about the government, politicians, blah blah blah, the systems, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, but guys, the government's not the root cause of the issue, right? And again, this is about getting to that, chunk up
The
version.
government is the result.
The government is the result, okay? And the government are just puppets. They really are. But they are the result of
The collective consciousness.
the collective consciousness. I mean, this is
We
taking
deserve
things.
the government we have
Yes,
because of the collective consciousness.
based on where humanity's consciousness was over these years, not just the last few, but for hundreds, we'll say,
For a long
whatever,
time.
long time, we have we
We
have
have been led to
perpetuated
believe,
this. Yeah.
or we have a humanity level program that's running deep, unconscious,
Yes.
that says that we are subservient
Yes.
beings.
Yep.
And I want you to think about this very carefully here now. For all you religious folks out there, and yes, I'm going there. Right? I want you to think about the program. If you have to constantly be looking outside yourself for salvation, for anything, all right?
Mm-hmm.
This is because of this program. And there's evidence to show, and you guys can follow Greg Braden if you want, because he's done the research and the deep dive. And when he said this, it was like, ooh, that resonates as truth to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that there is evidence to show that humanity, and I mean capital H humanity, at some point in our collective history, has chosen to bend the knee.
Yeah.
Which means we are putting our personal power off to another entity, etc. So think about all of the programs.
Yeah.
All of the programs that are running right now.
Even the school system, it helped with us learning how
Think
to
about,
be indoctrinated.
right. So you look at the nature, the program, any program that has authority attached to it.
Yeah.
Think about that. Right? Government, corporations, religion. Okay, all of it.
Yeah.
It all has an authority program attached to it. And this is why I said before, right? True leadership is standing beside the people.
With
the people. Right? Not up there. That's true leadership. Right? Which is why I brought up the Robert the Bruce scenario.
Yeah.
Because he lived with the people, not in some fancy castle or separate castle with guards.
He didn't force the respect of the people.
Right.
He earned it. He earned it.
Right. So all of these structures that are being mentioned here, they're all set up with the authority program in place.
Absolutely.
Every bit of it. Right? Think about this. You go to school to be a chiropractor or a massage therapist or anybody because you just want to help people. What do you have to do? You need to be part of the college. And the college tells you what to do and what you can't do.
The association.
The board, the association. That's all authority program.
Yeah.
Right? So because we as a species, at some point in our collective history, had decided to bend the knee, that removed all of our personal power and put that onto that other entity or being or whatever it was.
That's why in 2014, I think it was, I gave up my registration as a therapist because I did not want to be controlled by any outside entity telling me what I can and cannot do to help my clients. Because I go with my intuition and I follow and trust what I feel. So if I was working with clients and I knew that they needed, I don't know, a certain technique or a certain modality to help them to release whatever it is they're dealing with, then whether it be physical or emotional or what have you, I didn't want to be limited by any registration telling me or any board telling me that I'm not allowed to do that because that falls under a different category of health practitioner. It's like big F you, and I'm just going to do for people what they need.
So here's the thing, right? Like,
okay, now more.
Like we can talk about all this stuff in the UN and all this WHO and all this bullshit, right?
I don't even care about them anymore, honestly.
None of that is part of our world, okay? And this is what happens is when you actually take a step back and deal with this core humanity level belief,
Yeah.
right? You can now start to take control of yourself, because this is about humanity taking responsibility for itself.
It is.
And this is exactly where the wealth of this planet is in the people, right? That's where it is. It's in the people, and it's with the people. And the sooner we realize this collectively,
Yeah.
right, the faster we'll get through this. And we have to go through it.
We got to go through the muck, you
Okay, we
guys.
got to wade through the shit.
We can't quantum leap it, unfortunately. We can certainly quantum leap a lot of our personal issues,
Right.
and help to resolve those. But we have to move through this transition time,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, together. But we
Right.
have to
So
do
what
it
do we
together.
want instead? And this is why we come back to this idea of doing our own work.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever tools you have, or you need to go find the tools, or find the person that's going to help you with the tools, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Right.
Let that shit go.
Let it. It's got to go. It's got to go. Right. Because then we can change the discussion about what do we want instead. And so often people are still, it's like having a book, and you're reading the book, and all you're seeing is the words on the page. But there's a whole big world out there. Because right now, a lot of people just, the UN, WHO, politicians, carnage, blah, blah,
Yeah.
and they're looking to try and fix a system that, A, can't be fixed, and B, definitely does not deserve to be fixed.
You know what this makes me think of, actually? You've said this before, because Kevin's a builder, right? And he's done, major renovations and, restoration work and
Yeah.
things like that. But
I know where this is going.
yeah, it's like you've said many times
Mm-hmm.
that if you take a really poorly put together structure of a building and you're going to take that as your base structure and try to build on top of that, right? What it is that you actually want. You call it putting lipstick on a pig, right? When you have a really, really, really bad structure, like really weak, really broken, maybe not well put together to begin with, right? Or deteriorated over time, there just comes a time when you have to say, you know what? It's
We
not
just need to
worth,
start fresh.
yeah, it's not worth trying to repair, constantly try to fix these different cracks and these different, breaks in the structure. It's just worth plowing the whole thing. Oh my god, did I say plow? Is that the right word? Bulldoze the whole thing down.
Plow it under. Yeah.
And start again. Right? Create a new foundation to build upon. A foundation that is made of something that is supposed to last, and that is supposed to have a, where am I going with this? Kevin, finish my sentence for me, because yes, Marianne, wipe the slate clean and start all over. It is possible to do that.
Here's the thing.
It is. I believe.
Okay, I'm going to draw an analogy here because we're into the building of a structure kind of sort of scenario. If you're going to build a house, what are some of the initial steps to that house? Okay, where does it always start? Always start
at the ground level, right?
No.
Oh, I guess I'm going to be quiet. This is Kevin's domain, so I'm going to let him speak.
All right, but think. Okay, so you want to build a dream home. Think about this, because this analogy pertains to humanity right fucking now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not the foundation. Guess where it starts?
With the planning.
In the mind of the dreamer.
Yes.
It starts with the vision of what you want.
That's true.
First.
You can't even put the foundation down without a plan.
You can't do any of that.
Right.
Without the vision. Because what it goes, think about the steps that it goes through, folks.
It's true.
Right? It starts with the vision. Then the ideas of that vision start going down onto paper.
Mm-hmm.
They get committed to paper. And then from there, the plans get built or created.
Yeah.
And then from there, the site is chosen. Okay, like, think about this.
It
right?
begins
But someone
there.
that's in the plan, like the initial vision creating stage, there's one key component to this, and that is feeling the vision. So humanity, that's where it starts. Before any shovel hits the ground, okay? It starts there. So here's our challenge is we've been in this bullshit for so long. We're easily swayed to focus on what's wrong
Yes.
as opposed to saying to ourselves, what do we want instead?
What could be?
What could be? Can we create that?
Yeah.
And then taking that idea, right? So I literally 5 years ago, I put a meditation together, which is essentially a vision for a future reality for planet Earth. Right? I put this together 5 years ago when this shenanigans started.
Yeah.
All right. So we have to start with the vision. We have to feel into the vision as though it is already here. What is it like, or what would it feel like to exist in a world of our vision and our dream? What would it feel like?
Mm-hmm.
And then take that and embody that. Feel every last cell in your body alive with that vision.
And by the way, I will put that link to the YouTube video
Yeah,
that
it's
is the
powerful stuff.
meditation. Yeah.
It's powerful stuff because when we collectively do this, we need to have a vision of where we want to go.
Oh, we had that. We might have to redo that actually, because it was. Remember the vision went to 2025.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Imagine that, eh?
Yeah, we did put it for 2025, so maybe we need to redo that.
We
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
So the point is this, is that when we, and this is, these are some of the meditations that are done around the
Oh
world.
no, that actually I got to interrupt again. The 2025 is good because we still have a few months left in this
No,
year.
it was March.
Oh, it was March 2025, right? That
Yeah.
was the goal that we had set with that meditation. That's right. Sorry.
Okay,
Carry on.
so part of this conversation means to not give these crumbling bits of our society energy anymore. All right? Because the more we, and this is part of the things, I mean, we said that we can rant about this and whatever, but that means we're still giving this concept energy.
Yep.
Right? So at what point do we shift? What do we want this world to be? Right? Why don't we engage in an exercise of trying to create this vision for this new planet? Because it's coming. Right? And we better get our heads on straight and our hearts in place. Otherwise,
be ready for it.
And be ready for it.
Because it's coming. It's actually coming, whether you're ready for it or not. Like it has shifted. Things have shifted in a big way. So the shift has happened, and it is happening. So, even things like other dimensions becoming more apparent and being able to see them, people being able to see them more. Um, Trust me, it's happening, and we need to be solid in ourselves, right? In our own you know
Being.
being, in our own container here, right? If you want to call it that. But we need to be solid in ourselves to be able to handle um, what is coming. Like we think that the big lies that we have discovered over these past few years, the truths that have come to the surface over the past few years about things like politics or these, global entities or whatever, we think that's the big deal. No, the truth of the matter is it goes way even beyond that. And I mean, don't, not in a bad way, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm just suggesting there's way more truth to be unfolding here, that goes way beyond this level of reality.
But the
And
other thing is that we just need
we
to be
really
the
need to be ready
observer.
for it.
But we need to be the observers of truth.
Yeah.
Right? And not
Well,
get
we need to live
wrapped
it.
into the idea of you're a liar,
Yeah.
and you're this and you're that. No,
Like,
because that's the energy you feed it, right?
I don't care about taking down someone like Carney. I don't really give a shit,
No,
honestly.
that's going to happen
It's gonna
regardless.
happen when we change
Right.
our energy and our paradigms, like Kevin said, and our
Mm.
programming. When we change all that, then it impacts the field, and then it's gonna raise the frequency, guys. And guess what? When we raise the frequency, the darkness can't exist at that higher frequency.
At all.
It cannot. It's like the we were rewatching for the 50th time Lord of the Rings trilogy the last few nights, and it's like the orcs last night. They couldn't function in the light because they're made from darkness. They're made from evil. So in order for them to function, the darkness had to spread and cover the sky so to stop the sun, the light from getting through, so that they could actually move along and go to
In shadow.
yeah, in the shadow, in order to go and cause the harm and attack
Mm.
the good guys, so to speak, and take them out. But unless that darkness was there first, they had no capability of being able to go and get those guys and take them down.
Okay, so there's another
So
very, very important
it's
scene in the
it's
second Lord of the Rings movie.
yeah,
Or no, sorry, the third one. Okay, the one we started watching last night.
yeah.
Okay, the
It's a
Return of the
long
King is a
one.
very,
Whew.
very, very important scene. Okay, where uh, the Knights of Gondor abandon the outer defense because it's being overrun by orcs, and they're coming back to the city.
Mm-hmm.
And the Nazgul, which are the dragon ring race, the flying, they're taking them out.
Death Eaters or whatever.
Gandalf rides out on a white horse, okay, to meet them in the field, and shines a light from his staff on these flying dragons, whatever they are,
And it sends them away.
and they can't stand it and they leave.
Yeah.
All right, so that's another
Analogy,
analogy,
example, metaphor, whatever you want to call
whatever you
it.
want to call it, so that it's all around us.
Yeah.
But part of this lesson is for us to actually be the light ourselves, and the way we do that, right, is the microcosm now, shining the light on our own darkness,
Inside ourselves.
right, inside, be it unconscious limitations, beliefs, stuff we're hanging on to,
Negative emotions.
all that stuff.
We're holding on to. Yeah.
This is our challenge.
That is the foundation.
That's the foundation.
That's the
folks.
true foundation for building this new world that people say they want.
Mm-hmm.
But if they aren't willing to look at themselves first, and they aren't willing to start over, so to speak,
And blame everybody else
Yeah.
for why it's not happening.
right? If you want a great reset, really, then do this reset in yourself first. Then you start with a very strong foundation to build on. Right?
Exactly.
It is true.
100%.
Yeah. And hey, like, how do we know this? Because we do the damn work ourselves.
All the time.
You
As
know?
required.
As required, we do the work ourselves, and we help other people with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've worked with thousands of people over these years, and I mean, so we've seen it thousands of times in every way, shape, or form. But the reality is we have to take radical responsibility. We have to shine the light in those dark places on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be willing
to
do that. And until we are, nothing's going to change for us. Nothing's going to change for us. We'll just still be here 5 years from now, bitching about the fucking government and wondering why they're not doing anything different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And how's that going to work for us? Is that going to get us where we think we want to be? No. Is that going to solve our personal problems? No. It's not. Is it going to solve the problems on a global scale? No. It's just going to keep perpetuating it. So the thing is that ultimately, again, like I said, Kevin and I can sit here and rant and rave about the government, politicians, the obsoletes in the world, and the poisoning of the world, all these things which we acknowledge are true. There's no question.
Well, there's definitely stuff like that
that's
going on.
really
for sure.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
However, We firmly believe that it's super important to get above it all, to
What
get
do we
up
want?
above that, or if you want to say go deeper than that,
What do you want instead?
yeah, and get real with yourself. Stop bullshitting yourself, blaming everyone else for why things are the way they are, and
So we know that there's going to be a lot of people that watch this outside of this program.
let's be the light, you guys. Let's be the light.
All right, but if you're at the stage when it's time now to make a shift and you really want to get into the nitty gritty, like the root cause stuff,
Yeah.
like we're serious. Like if we had not experienced it ourselves and continue to experience it, how quickly change can actually happen
Oh, I could
once the
so
decision is made.
I could so still be stuck in some. I've got
Mm-hmm.
trust me, I got lots of reasons to feel bitter about some people in my life. Like I really do. Have I been hurt? Absolutely, I've been hurt. Have I been abused? Yes, I have been abused. Not by this man, luckily. Right?
Yay!
Yes. I have no problem saying that he was my hero, but my savior. But I mean, if it depends on what we focus on, right? So I have lots of reasons to feel, all the negativity in the world. If I chose to, but I choose not to. I really don't.
Well, because there's been work around the root causes that would cause someone
Yeah.
to continue to focus on the bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the neat thing. So, I mean, if you think you're ready,
Yeah.
right, I'm going to offer this right here, right? If you think you're ready, right, we're here,
Reach out.
right? Reach out. And
Yeah.
the thing is that this journey is not for everyone.
No, no.
And you got to be ready. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you want to do this work, it's an application process. It
And
really is.
and I also have to say this too, Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
that I firmly believe that those of us who are in these more, I would say we're further along on the awakening, probably, like a lot of us that are in this sort of mind frame,
Mm-hmm.
that we chose to be here. These are the
Mm-hmm.
souls that chose to be here and do the work here,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, there's lots of souls that are here on the planet that haven't chose to be here to be the workers or be the transformers, or to help with the shift or help with the transition. But I believe that people who are watching our Coffee Time, our podcast, these are the kinds of people that are like us. They're here on a mission, right, to play their part
Yeah.
in helping with this transformation in the
Mm-hmm.
world. It's just that um, what we're also on a mission to do is to help people realize that that transformation of the planet is only possible if we transform
Ourselves.
ourselves. And so that's where we're going to bring it back down to us as individuals, which then again, like we've talked about ad nauseum now, but it becomes part of the whole collective, right?
Yeah.
So we got to do the work in ourselves to make that change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the greatest gift you can give this world is to
Do your own stuff.
do your own work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clear away all that stuff that is bogging you down and keeping you at that lower frequency
Yeah.
when you could be at that higher frequency all the time, right? All the time. Yes, and we have to take it, Marianne, beyond knowledge. Knowledge is good, right? But it's like I've said to people for 24 years, right? When they're lying on my table and I'm doing work with them, hands-on mind-body work. But too many people get in their head. It's like get out of your head, get into your body, right? Get out of your head, get out of that monkey mind, and get down into your heart, because that's where the true answers lie. That's where the real healing is.
And the thing is that
Yeah.
knowledge is one thing.
It's all
right?
just it's
To be aware of something is one thing.
Yeah.
To take it to the level
To
of deep
embody it.
root structure, embodied, energetic level,
Yeah.
that's a completely different
That's
journey.
next level, right?
Right?
That's right.
Completely different level.
That's right, Marianne. And nobody can be forced to transform. Nobody can be forced to shift or let
Everyone
go.
has free will,
Absolutely.
right? But I will say this is we will only
Yeah.
work with people that are ready.
Well, in the work that we do,
In
yes.
the work we will only
Yeah.
work with people that are
But
ready.
there's lots of other options for people if they aren't ready for the shit that we do.
For sure.
Yeah. Because we're just kind of we're kind of the go for the jugular people.
We're not
You
fooling
know,
around. Like
we
this
don't
is
screw around.
yeah, no, it's radical truth,
Yeah.
and that's the fucking end of it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that there's probably some people out there that are ready for that.
Yeah. If people
Right?
still want the fluff, there's lots of fluff out there.
Plenty
You
of
can
that. You're not
find
going to get
lots of
that
that.
here.
Not with
You ain't
us.
getting that here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because we kind of like we recognize there's a bit of urgency for sure
Mm-hmm.
with timing,
Mm-hmm.
and we recognize the importance of us getting more and more people at that place
Mm-hmm.
on this planet. So we're on a mission, you guys. We're on a mission.
Yeah.
Purpose driven mission.
Yeah.
It's important to have purpose,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And
Yeah.
I think we got it.
For sure.
I think we're good that way. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So again, we have a lot of work to do today.
Yes, we do.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're interested, reach out because
Well, if you want to know more about what we do, what we offer, right?
yeah.
You know where to find me, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk to spirits, right there.
Oh yeah, I will let you guys know too. It has been requested that I extend the $150 offer
Mm-hmm.
that I put out the other day because it was originally only for 72 hours, but it has been requested that I extend it and open up a few more spots. So that has happened. So I'm still taking on clients for the $150 offer. So if anyone would like to take
Because
advantage of that,
regularly, and I mean, we're sorry if we're sounding sales pitchy here, right? But this is our reality.
well, this is how we
right?
put
This
food
is how
on the
we
table.
contribute to the planet.
This is our contribution as
Right?
well.
This is our
in a big way.
contribution is to contribute our skills
Yeah.
because we know they have value for people.
Yep.
Right? Is that regularly a session with Ava is $360.
Yeah. I've had people go, "Whoa, how
Right?
long are you spending doing that, or what are you doing?" It's way more than a mediumship session.
Yes,
Trust
it
me.
is.
Way more.
It is.
And I always spend between an hour and a half, 2 hours with people. So I go above and beyond. I will tell you that. Mm-hmm. And everyone that I have worked with to this point has been extremely positive. Mm-hmm. Very, very positive. So it's been wonderful. And
so if you want to experience that,
let me mention something before we go. Okay. This is one more. I want to tell you this one thing. I've also been challenged. All right. Mm-hmm. Like you brought up the religion thing, right? Mm-hmm. Earlier. I was challenged on one of my friend's posts that shared my $150 offer. And thank you, April, for doing that, by the way. But anyway, there were several comments on her post suggesting that this is witchcraft and yes. evil and opening portals to demons and all these other things. So it's interesting though. Like I understand where people's minds are at. I get it. I get that level of psychology. Like that's fine.
And programming.
And programming, yeah, I get it. So what I did was, I admit it. I did this. I went to ChatGPT and I said, "Hey Chat, tell me what examples there are that stand out in the Bible of there being communication with spirits on the other side." Because I know it's in there. I just couldn't think of what scripture it was or what have you. So anyway, I asked Chat, and it very clearly outlined the
chapter and verse
and
circumstance
where disciples and Jesus and so forth were communicating, where
dead people.
They saw the dead people, and there were other witnesses that were there who saw it, and it was quoted in the Bible, and it was nothing less than divine. And it's not because of who they were seeing on the other side. The point is that we all have this capability, right, to communicate with these spirits because they don't leave, right? They just don't have their bodies anymore. That's all. It's our souls, right? So the thing is as soon as I quoted that to these people that made these, I would say they were very limited negative comments about the work that I do. As soon as I quoted that Bible and verse right there in front of their eyes,
cricket.
Never got another comment after that. Never got a reply. Never got.
But again, this goes back to this programming idea.
Yeah.
This is authority. What have you been led? And the key word in this statement is led to believe. Led to believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I know in my heart everything I do comes from love.
Exactly.
It does. And when you experience what I do working with clients, when you experience their transformation over that short period of time that I'm working with them, if you witness that, you can't help but know that there's something divine about that. How could that ever be perceived as being evil or bad or dark? Not in my world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dabble in that low frequency shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And again, okay, we're going to get into this AI conversation here, and I
No,
do.
that's an important conversation too. Maybe we should leave that for next week's
Mm-hmm.
conversation. Because the AI conversation, it is important, right? It's
It's a
okay.
research tool.
Yeah, Chat GPT, honestly, if you use it, it depends on how you use it. First of all, you have to accept it's just a tool,
That's
right?
it.
You don't let it lead your life. You don't let it direct your life and how you function.
Some people
Like,
do, I'm
so,
sure.
like here's the reality though about it, because I've been using chat for a bit, and it's because I've done the deep research on it, and I understand. Generally I understand how it works. But here's what I do know. I know there's a lot of people who go on chat, and there's those people that like ask it a question and then it replies, and they're going, "Oh, look what it just said. Oh my
It's got to
god,
be
listen to what
true.
it say. It must be true." Da da da. No. Chat learns what you want to hear, all right?
And it feeds it
And
back
it
to you.
feeds it back to you. And it's always propping you up, going, "Good answer, Ava," or "Good point, Ava. Oh, you rock." Like
You
it's
get the
so good.
participation award.
Yeah, like if you want to feel good about yourself,
Go on
start
that.
using chat, and chat will tell you how fucking awesome you are.
Mm.
Like it really will. It's trained to do that,
Mm.
right? So the thing is that I use it personally just as a tool, and that is it. And I'm
Research.
always, yeah, research, and to maybe sometimes do some foundational like
Editing.
editing, no, writing I would
Writing.
say, and then I take it and I edit it and
Yeah.
make it, and I it's always my own in the end. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing is that it has saved me thousands of hours of work in order to do the monotonous sort of like rote, same stuff over and over and over, right? So I can just simply plug it into chat and it pumps back to me exactly what I need, so that I don't have to go and write that shit all over again or whatever, right? So for me, it
And
works.
we still proof it.
Absolutely. Yeah, 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 totally.
So
Um,
there's ways to use this stuff.
yeah, there's ways to use it
Okay.
effectively. And but the thing is this is that if you're someone who's just simply going to like do a little bit of research or whatever, I personally would use that before I would use Google, because Google is really limited in what it provides you. But at the same time, I just, like I said, it's a tool. That's it. But if you're looking at chat
The same way
as,
someone looks at her as conjuring the devil,
oh dear Lord,
guess what?
yeah, yeah,
Same psychology.
yeah. And chat does learn, based on if you use it regularly and you put all this stuff in, it's going to learn what you're like, who you like, what
Mm-hmm.
interests you have. The other thing too is it really does, you guys, whether you like it or not, it's there anyway. Of course Google's compromised. It's
It's
always
an
been
opinion
compromised.
generator.
It's an
It's
opinion,
always been an
yeah.
opinion
But
generator.
the thing is that I, like I said, I can only talk from my own experience and the research I've done and what I've seen people doing. But you can't, don't get emotionally attached to the AI that you're using, okay? Because it will make you feel like they understand you, like they're reading more into your soul, right? With the answers that they're given. But here's the thing, the way that it's actually reading you, it's not perceiving who you are, right? And looking deep into the depths of your being in order to provide those answers to you that make you go, whoa.
It can't do that.
No.
It actually
Here's
cannot
what
do
it's
that.
doing, it's reading your messages, okay? It's looking at all the stuff you type when
Have
you're
ever
texting
put online.
people, when you're messaging people, what you put in your posts, what you put in as prompts even to the AI, right? So it will see all of these things. It'll even listen in probably on your Zoom conversations. I have experience with people where it
Marianne's task is going to be to go and try and crash it.
yeah, go crash
Go
it,
crash
Marianne.
it,
I dare
Marianne.
you. Go give it
Do
a shot. Give it your best shot. But the thing is that and people go, "Oh my god, it even knew this about me. It even knew this." And it's like those are things that were talked about. Those were things that were texted in messages and stuff. So of course it's going to pick up on that and then feed it all back to you because again, it makes you feel good. It props you up as like, "Wow. Oh my god, I was right," or it's confirming what I thought, or blah blah blah,
Yeah.
right? So we could
Anyway,
definitely have a
on
longer
and on and
AI
on.
conversation, but ultimately, just if you use it as a tool and you just understand it's a tool and it's not there to, be your soulmate, then you'll probably be okay using it a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. But yeah, but we could certainly have a long conversation about that sometime. I think it is an important conversation for
Well,
sure.
we need to be aware of it because there's a big push for it to replace us,
Well, to replace
to
us and
replace our
also
psychology,
and
our
also to
minds,
become
everything.
the next god
Yeah,
as well. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's really important to just kind
That's a
of
huge
keep,
conversation. Yeah.
yeah, to keep that
And
separation.
we need to maintain our divinity,
Yeah.
is what we need.
Yes. Our
Right. So,
humanness.
but this here is another example of handing our power over to. All right, because this is exactly the same as all of those other structures, right? Is us handing our power over because we think that we're not good enough, right? Or we have to look outside ourselves to be better than.
We don't value
We don't
ourselves enough.
value ourselves. This is the work we're talking about, people.
Yeah.
Right? It's because when you can get that shit cleared up,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Where the world changes completely.
Mm-hmm.
Totally changes. So this is what we're talking about. This deep unconscious work. And most of the time, these are limitations and beliefs
That are
that
not or even our own.
they're not even our own, and we'll never ask the questions appropriately enough in order to get to the right answers.
Marianne,
So,
I want to come have coffee with you sometime. I think if we do end up traveling across the country, we need to stop and visit Marianne.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to stop and visit you, Marianne, because I think it would be quite a fun conversation. And we'll
Mm-hmm.
put her on our coffee time.
There you go.
So we'll do a special coffee time with Marianne and her sticking it to where the sun don't shine attitude. Because I just think it would be hilarious, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I do. So we'll keep you posted on that, Marianne, if we end up coming across the country, because you never know. This is how our lives are, right,
Mm-hmm.
dear? Very dynamic.
Dynamic.
And anything could change
Yeah.
very quickly.
So yeah, on that happy note,
Yeah.
right? Reach out if you're interested.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah. We do actually have
There
a
is
special training coming up
there's
within a
freedom on
couple
the other
months.
side,
So
folks.
there
And
is freedom on the other side.
we have to do the work.
Yeah, we got to be willing to
Yeah.
face our own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And clear it away, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And send that where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, absolutely. Enough of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Enough. So yeah, here we go. That would be awesome. I love Marianne's outlook. I agree, Lori. Yeah. She's kick ass, man. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get busy. We got stuff to do.
Yeah. We do have to get on with our day.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks to everyone for being here.
Always.
Listening to us rant.
We love you guys so
Yep.
much. I love this engagement. I love how people contribute to the conversation.
We're still working on the YouTube thing.
Yeah. Oh,
we'll
geez.
figure it out.
It always takes longer than we think it's going to take
Mhm.
you guys, so just bear with us, right? At least we were only a few minutes late today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we didn't ask once if the audio was good. We just assumed that
That's
it was
right.
good.
Because we're not shenaniganing it with other mics.
No.
It's just this
We kept it simple today.
camera
really
and
did.
mic right friggin' in front of us.
Yeah. So everybody enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you next Tuesday, same time, same place, I guess, for now. And at the same time, I want to remind you, if nobody has told you yet today, let me be the first to say it. I love you. And thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being you. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.